I said it before and I say it again. No, this thing is not OP, guys. It's not OP. It's not OP, guys. It's really not OP. Hey guys, it's Jim here, and welcome back to another episode of Heroes and Generals, but it's War Thunder. And of course, since our last video is the M3 Lee, we are moving up the tier, and now we are playing the M4A1 medium tank. The tank that for some reason I got the angry comment about making this thing look a little bit more powerful in Heroes and Generals for some reason. But anyway, in War Thunder that's not really an issue, because this thing does hit quite hard for its battle rating, but unfortunately unlike Heroes and Generals, this thing can't really tank too well. So yeah, it's kind of a left and right situation right here. Kinda wish I have best of both worlds, but yeah, you have to choose one unfortunately. Now let me break it down to you and I will show you what I mean by the left and right situation. Now first things first, armor. This is the part of the Sherman where I meant that this thing is really not that OP. The fact that comparing with every other Sherman there is in the American Tech Tree, this is probably the worst armored Sherman in the line of Shermans in the American Tech Tree, unfortunately. 15mm right here, sloped at varying degrees from 15 degrees all the way to 16 degrees, depending on where your impact is. And why do I say this is really not that protective? The thing is, a lot of guns can definitely punch through this. This is not like the M4 or the M4A1 Sherman where the upper front plate is about as thick, but it's at 55 degrees. So yeah, it's really not that protective. If I'm being honest, a lot of guns can definitely go through this. And should you be playing a gun that cannot, here's a spot though. Yeah, as you may have noticed that the M4A1 Sherman is actually a very curvy tank. And with curves comes the fact that some of the other parts of the tank, like the top face armor, the side armor, unfortunately bleeds out to the front. And this is an issue in Heroes and Generals as well. Like some of these areas are considered a weak spot. Should you have trouble penetrating the front, you can just shoot around here as well. If this thing's facing you right here, you can just shoot this, you only have 40mm to worry about. Or if it's trying to angle to make the upper front plate thicker, you can just shoot this. And then moving on, the turret armor. You have 3 inches of armor right here, and 3 inches right here. That's underneath a 50mm plate right here. And unfortunately, unlike the M4 Sherman, M4A2 Shermans, 75, I kinda wish this actually kinda stretches across a little bit more, because unfortunately this kinda presents a little bit of a weak spot. As you can see, if you land your shots right, you can easily penetrate this and possibly knock out the gun breech, or if you aim on this side, you can easily knock out the gunner. So that's something you need to be careful of. And unfortunately, this is the part where Heroes and Generals kinda shines in terms of the M4A1 Sherman. It's the fact that if you play hold down and you only expose your turret, yeah, one is that your gun breech is not very easy to knock out because of this right here. And secondly, there's really nothing else inside the turret apart from the gun breech. So any enemy tanks that shoots you, they're not gonna do any bonus damage. Best case scenario, they don't even penetrate. So how about the mobility on this thing? And Heroes and Generals and War Thunder actually do have about the same kind of mobility. It does move pretty decently well on road. Off-road can be a bit of a challenge. Now, 2 things to note. One is that you have a narrow set of tracks on the M4A1 Sherman, so that means driving on road, you can reach 38 kilometers an hour pretty easily, given the fact that you have 400 horsepower running 30 tons. So building up speed can be a problem at times, but yes, 38 kilometers can be easy to achieve. The downside is that if you're driving off-road, that's not gonna happen. And another thing to worry about is I'm not exactly sure what's going on here, but your reverse gear is kinda lacking for a Sherman. Be very careful not to overextend too much. And then moving on, the firepower of this thing. This is where the M4A1 Sherman actually shines. This is the 75mm M3 cannon. The same gun that you'll be seeing from this battle rating 3.3 all the way to 5.3 if you want to include the Sherman Jumbo with the 75mm. And as the same 75mm goes, this is the shell we'll be firing. M61 shot, armor piercing cam ballistic cap shell that pans up to 104mm of armor with 65 grams of explosive mass. This shell can be a little bit of a challenge to use in War Thunder, unfortunately. But the good news is that it's not too difficult to get the hang of once you understand the enemy tanks that you come across. Yeah, this shell will just tear up anything you look at. And now moving on, the other aspects of the gun. You have 19 rounds of ammunition. I'd say carry less because, yeah, as you can see, this is an explosive accident waiting to happen. Not to mention if they shoot the turret and they have explosive mass, they can easily set off these rounds. So yeah, something you need to be careful of. For me, I bring a total of 40 shells, 30 armor piercing cap ballistic cap shells, 5 high explosive and 5 smoke. No APCR, but if you know what you're doing with the 75, you don't need those. Reloading rate 5.3 seconds. This is actually pretty excellent. Now granted, I am running as per crew on with max weapon loading and high level tank commander. So in stock it's actually 6.5 seconds. It's still not too bad, but there will be moments where you wish your reloading is a little bit faster. So if you have the points, you might want to start implementing them to your crewmen. Like, you know, your range finding, your targeting, your weapon reloading, and all that. Vertical guiders, negative 12 gun depression. This one actually kinda caught me off guard because most Shermans with the 75mm and 76, they only have negative 10, which is pretty much the common gun depression. The fact that you can go negative 12, that's actually pretty excellent. So hold down approach, flank and spang or ambush positions, that's not gonna be a problem for you in terms of gun depression. And finally, gun stabilizer, vertical. That's effective up to 25 kilometers an hour. One that actually works. So yeah, all in all, this is what I mean by you have to choose left or right situation. The thing is, in Euros and Generals, the armor somewhat works, or rather it's because he's relying on health pool instead of modular damage like in War Thunder does. But unfortunately, the firepower can be a problem at times. I mean, granted, you are facing tigers, yak panthers, tiger 2s. This one you're only facing T-34s, Panzer 4s, and that's about it. So it's kind of a left and right situation. Euros and Generals has better armor, War Thunder has the better cannon. But all in all, this tank is still not OP. Okay? Anyway, that's all I gotta say about the tank. Now let's get into battle, and probably going to make myself look stupid. Some bloody SCV. Get the shit out of here, jackass. Is there anyone on the right side? Doesn't seem like it. And then they keep even out. Oh my lord, how many of you are there? What's it Panzer 4? The guy I'm more worried about?
Victory is near.
Keep the KB when he's safe. Damn it. Where's the pencil for F2? I'm hearing energy to my right, I don't like that at all. Yep. I had a reason to hate it. Yeah, that's why I don't drive straight when you can always break off somewhere.
Roger that. Fire. Enemy forces have captured that zone. Assertive right. Attention to the designated grid square.
Get out of here, asswipe.
Attention to the designated grid square.
I thought he died. Okay, I have no idea what that is. There's no way you saw me, you hacker.
Thank you very much.
Someone else shooting me.
Artillery is on the position.
I could kill him, but not when he's angled like that. Damn it, I hit that guy. Yeah, I kind of felt my teammate on the moves there. I should probably check my bike. Not today, homie. Oh, that's the guy I was worried about. Right. Oh, I thought there's an enemy, you piece of shit. Why are you shooting your own teammate, you asshole? I don't know the guy I'm worried about. Yes, keep shooting, buddy. Let's see what happens.
Attention to the map! Somebody cover me! Attention to the map! The enemy's getting closer to victory.
Gotta look at the places at one, guys.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Hello.
The enemy has most of the strategic zones.
Oh shit, I'm in nuts. Hey. Damn it. That was not a good time.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you deserve that, buddy. I should have checked. Definitely make a run, but he's gonna go after the. He's gonna get nicked by the typhoon. See your target.
Allied forces have captured a zone. Awesome! Thank you very much.
Get off a high horse. was a very bad approach. But at least everyone knows. I hope.
Bravo! Cover me! Roger that. Defend the B point.
Very nice.
Enemy forces have captured the zone.
Come on, stop doing that.
We're winning. Attention to the designated grid square. Attention to the designated grid square.
You leave my friend alone, you piece of work. What the hell are you doing out of in this spawn?
Need cover.
Okay, F60. It's up to you.